heard it here first. Take advantage of the bank.
Exactly.
Alvie has said that.
I said it. Don't quote me.
Hi, welcome to Coffee with Confio. I'm William Freitas, and today's topic is taking advantage of the banks. Today we've got Alvie Oliveira from Kane Financial, and Alvie specialises in residential lending, but he also works with us small business owners to help us get the residential lending that we need to buy a property if we want to. And now's a great time to take, advantage of that. So Alvie, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for inviting me, Will. Appreciate it.
We're super keen to talk to you about what the landscape, or I guess how it's changed, but particularly obviously with every cloud there's a silver lining.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're obviously in a time of uncertainty given the coronavirus and what that's done for people's businesses. But obviously there's been a lot of support thrown out, and it's a great time to take advantage of some opportunities out there. Do you want to give us a little bit of a summary as to what has changed in the banking industry?
Look, the good thing now is that after, it's been a couple of weeks since the announcements and all the support has been thrown out there, and I guess it's being revised every week now. But the lenders now came into an agreement, and there is a consensus of what is expected to help this entire situation, right? So I like to divide the clients or our friends, and the individuals into segments, I guess. One, you are being, in fact, affected, suffering financial hardship. What do you do? The other was not really affected, in fact, actually have more work, right? But I also want to be able to not only help the community, but take advantage of what's out there in order to grow my portfolio, right? So if you are in financial hardship and suffering, there are a couple things that with the stimulus packages that the government offered, the banks are now allowing and passing that on to the end clients, which is, first of all, a freeze or a repayment holiday. So which started with only the four major. Now every single lender, including small lenders, are offering holidays or freezes on your repayment, and that can go from 3 to 6 months. It is on a case by case, and if you want to take advantage of it, just give your lender a call, explain the situation. They each have it's a quite simple phone conversation actually, and they will most likely give you that 3 months. And
just to clarify, that's not all banks?
There is a consensus now that every single bank is passing. Every single one of my clients that tried succeeded. However, it is most of them, it's a 3 month holiday, so it's a 3 month freeze, and once those 3 months are over, there's a second conversation for an additional 3 months, right? If you're still paying interest, it's important to understand that. You just
so you pay it afterwards.
Yes, it's just deferred. So that interest most likely will go into your debt, and you have to pay that eventually. But it gets subdivided into the other repayments. But there is still interest. So there are clients that I don't want to take that repayment freeze. I can still afford. I just would love to have a lower repayment, right? So what lenders are doing is they're offering a quite low 2-year fixed rate, which some lenders offering 2.09, which is quite good. That's per annum, obviously, which is quite good. Now we have the other side, which are the ones that are not quite being affected, and they're looking for opportunities. And I believe with this current market, there are opportunities to renegotiate on prices, get something with a little bit of a discount. And it's important to understand that these interest rate discounts were not only for the owner-occupied rates, but it was for investment rates as well. So you do have amazing investment rates out there, even interest only. The only thing is that lenders will assess the deal with a little bit more scrutiny, just because of the moment that we're living.
So I guess not everyone's going to be in that opportunity phase. Some people might need the assistance, which the government stimulus pack is helping with. And you're recommending that clients get on the front foot and speak to their banks to try and defer some of those payments?
I think it's a good time to take advantage of the banks.
100%.
Exactly. If you are, look, by no means I think we should, if you are, again, if someone is facing a hardship, don't. But if this is an opportunity and if your business is still going,
Yeah.
sure, absolutely.
You heard it here first. Take advantage of the bank.
Exactly.
Alvie has said that.
I said it. Don't quote me.
And so when you're looking to take, I guess, that opportunity, obviously the low rates is one of those benefits, and you're thinking it's a good time to negotiate with banks. You think it's also a good opportunity to negotiate on property as well?
I think so. I think especially depending on how much the price range of that property and the location, right? But I see some of my clients already getting discounts on properties that they were thinking about buying 2 months or 3 months ago. They're being able to get it at a lower price. And yes, you are, targeting the properties that whose owners are looking to sell.
Of course.
But there is an opportunity there for if you are a savvy investor, yes.
And look, sadly, there are going to be people out there who need to sell their asset,
Yes.
of which is going to create some opportunity. But more specifically for our podcast, I guess, we really want to add some more value to small business owners out there. So tell us a little bit how the lending process is different for small business owners.
That's a great question, actually.
And what they need to consider to set them up the right way.
So when it kind of depends on how our business journey, right? Not everyone really wanted to be a business owner or became a business owner, and obviously there are those that they were born into this dream of having their own company, and now they do, and they want to buy their property. Different to employees. So when an employee goes and wants to buy a property, it's pretty much based on that current payslip. It doesn't really matter the history. Not to go into too much of a detail, it doesn't really matter their history. What matters is how much they're earning at that moment.
Okay.
Whereas with the business owners, will need history. We'll need 2 years history. Right. In the past, some lenders would just take 1 year of financials or tax returns. Now we do need to show 2 years, although there are some lenders that will take your income based on the last one, case by case, right? Another thing that not only we do have to show 2 years of financials, 2 years of personal tax returns, and there are some business owners who will say, no, you know what, I'll just pay myself a salary. Am I considered an employee of my business? Unfortunately, because you are the director of the business, you are treated as self-employed. So we'll still have to use those 2 years history. So that's the main thing. There are a couple of things that we can add back. So we can add back depreciation. We can add the profit of the business into your income.
Right.
We can add extra superannuation deposits or.
Okay.
So there are interest expenses or whatnot we can add into your income, and that can potentially build your borrowing capacity a little bit more. But lenders do look into very differently when in terms of employees and business owners.
And put simply, do you think, I see a lot of clients go directly to banks,
Yes.
and obviously you might be a little bit biased, but I see the specific benefit for using a broker. And
Yes.
what I hear is a lot of that advice that you give, you may not get directly from a bank. So I would highly recommend dealing with a broker.
Yeah.
Which obviously you would attest to
Yes.
as well. But also, don't tell the ATO, but I'm sure when businesses are dealing with their accountants, they're tax planning their year and working out, I guess, what they can afford to invest in, what they can't afford to invest in. I'd highly recommend speaking to both, I guess, both your accountant and your mortgage broker and your team around you. If you are looking to buy, then get the advice that you need to set yourself up the right way to make sure you've got the borrowing capacity and that, and also given the uncertain times that we're in, that you're going to be able to afford that from a cash flow perspective as well. So I think that's all very sound advice.
I agree. Obviously, I am a little bit biased, but what I wanted to add is when you do work with a mortgage broker, and I've interview your mortgage broker. Understand because every single broker, and some people don't realize this, most of us have access to the same products at the same discount, right? So it's not about shopping around the best rate. Most likely, you get the same rate. The challenge here is, does that broker have experience on that particular situation, right? So is the broker you're looking to work with, has he done multiple business owners deals in the past? Has he worked, if you are paying insurance, has he worked with LMI before? It's assessed very differently.
Yeah.
Are you a first time buyer? Is he used to that? So interview your broker to make sure he has the experience behind so that you will reach that goal, that potential scenario. Are you looking to buy one property or multiple properties, right?
Yeah.
So has your broker worked with someone that has 4, 5, or 6 properties? How does that work, right?
Yeah.
Because it comes to a point where you're not only taking advantage of an interest rate, but now you're looking to see which lender will actually give you a particular, so which lender will assess that 4th or that 5th property a little bit differently, right? So it's
interesting.
so that's my advice.
It's interesting you say that. Robert Kiyosaki also says interview your team around you, because you shouldn't be taking advice from people who haven't done it before you. So I'm a big believer of that. If you're going to work with anyone in any professional services industry, make sure their advice stacks up. Interview them before you use
Absolutely.
So I think that's
ask
a great
them
point.
the tough questions. You're hiring them at the end of the day, right? Ask them the tough questions. Don't be afraid of asking. And if they get offended, maybe it's not the right broker for you.
100%. And look, they are just some quick tips that small businesses can use to either take advantage of that opportunity in the property market right now, or I guess get the support that you need from the government stimulus package or the banks that are offering some support to make sure that I guess you're in the best position so that you can take not only your business to the next level, but also your personal finance to the next level. So Alvie, thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
But we can't let you go without Confio Confession, which is tell us something that nobody knows about you.
Look, it's very interesting. People talk to me. I'm a mortgage broker. I'm a numbers guy, but you might not believe this, but I almost became a professional actor. My career was unfortunately killed by my then girlfriend, now wife, when she found out that I was actually casted to a play where I needed to kiss a girl, right?
Yeah, right.
So she said, nope, I'm the only mouth you're kissing. Absolutely not. Even though I would be rich and pretty much a millionaire because I was really talented.
And how old were you at this point?
I was 18, yes.
So you had to make the call that you were going to marry this woman at 18.
I did, mate. I did.
That is big. That is big. Commendable.
There you go.
Guys, again, thank you for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed that episode. If you have any questions for either myself or Alvie, feel free to reach out. We're here to support you as small business owners. So please reach out to us on social media with any of the questions you might have. We're here to support. And thank you again for tuning into Coffee with Confio. We'll see you next time.